Okay, so just an intro before the intro. This video is like going to be the messiest thing you've ever seen, kind of like my hair. And just don't like follow anything in this video. This is not a guide on how to do this job. But the gearbox, all in and good now. But yeah, just don't use this as a guide. But enjoy the video and yeah, see you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. It's a bit cold today. I've already been working on the car and I probably should have been recording because big things have happened. So if you look, we've got this lovely bit of metal, like the cross member or something. I've got no idea. I'm just very happy because the gearbox is 100% out of the car because Peugeot, I don't know if other cars are like this, they probably are, but basically this I don't know which way it goes like this way. It basically, I mean obviously I can't really do it on camera, but there's two pins there that slide in, then it comes up and all bolts in, and I should probably look after that, and all keeps it nice, just so that the gearbox essentially just dropped out. I took the clutch back off because, well, I thought the clutch had to come out to get this off, but obviously it doesn't. So I'm gonna probably just chuck the clutch back on, I think, and that will mean that getting the new box in will be a lot easier to maneuver around and everything. These are all bolts I've took out just because I was gonna take the gearbox apart inside the car, but now I don't need to. Now I searched it up and this bit actually just comes out, so that makes my life a lot easier. I'm probably going to work on, I'll clean my hands, work on putting the clutch back in, and then yeah, it's good news all around. Not much has happened really, but this will probably all be one video getting everything put back together now that I've got a bunch of space to work around in. Give that all a good clean and it'll all be looking good, and then fire everything back on. The new gearbox is coming tomorrow, I think, so this will be good. Get it all back up, all sorted on, then this can basically be the last thing that goes in, just because that'll give me so much more room to work around. So yeah, good news. Okay, so next day we're back with the new gearbox, and it's just so much smoother and better sounding than this one. This one does not sound good. But yeah, there's a couple of things that needs to be done. The release bearing on this is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good as the one that I've just put on that one, so gonna swap the release bearings over. The forks should be fine. I don't think they're gonna be much of an issue. I can't really reuse this now that I think about it. I thought I could, but they've kind of broke the end off, so I think it'll mainly just be me trying to get the gearbox back in and all mounted up, because I don't really want it sitting for too much longer, just because obviously the engine and stuff is on the jack and I don't want that to like decrease the jack or whatever. So yeah, today hopefully, I haven't really got much time today, but hopefully I'll have that at least in and mounted up. It's only me, so I don't know if I'll be strong enough to do it, but we'll see. I've lost my tripod, which is just typical, so I'm just gonna have to wrestle it in off camera and hope I can wrestle it in off camera and do it that way. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. So this is either going to end up being a super short video or a super long video. I haven't decided yet. The gearbox is almost in place. However, I can't get it like the final 5%. So if we come under the car, you'll see I just can't get it to go any further. Like anytime I push it, oh, trust it, this time it's actually gone a bit closer. See, I don't know if it's just because I need to shimmy it on or whatever, but it's taking its sweet time. But I think once I can get the first bolt in, things will go a lot smoother. And subsequently the first bolt is behind where the jack is, which wasn't well thought out by me, but I will attempt to put the top like study bit in that kind of goes just behind in there somewhere. I'll try and put that in first. You can see it's all lining up well. The engine is on a serious canter because obviously stupidly I've only got the mount holding it in, so hopefully that mount holds up nicely. Just in case it doesn't, I have got a jack stand positioned under the sump, so if anything goes wrong I'm not gonna die, only the sump is. But hopefully I can get this gearbox to line up. It all is exactly the same, I checked. It's just probably going to take a little bit of time and a lot of shimmying around, making it work, all of that good stuff. So I left the mount on as well, which I probably shouldn't have done. You can just see there, I left the thing on, but if push comes to shove I can take that off. Well, I guess that's one thing I need to... Yeah, that's the same, I hope. Yeah, okay. I was just making sure because that plug's pink for some reason, unless it's, yeah, it's pink, but hopefully it'll still be the same. It's just taking a bit of time. So yeah, this will either be a 5-minute long video that I've edited down because it's been like 2 weeks since I've uploaded anything, so, but hopefully this will I'll at least have had the gearbox in this video. Probably first start will be next video depending on how this goes. Okay, so the plan's actually working. You can see just up there that bolt is in, and not that I can show you really very well, but there's no gap here. There's a little gap at the bottom, like the smallest of gaps, so I'm hoping once I get the bolt in there it'll kind of bring it together and it'll all be good and kind of ready to progress on. I cannot tell you how happy I am. So long as that plan works, I think it will be good to go. Honestly, I am so excited to finally get this car finished. You don't even understand. Yeah, we've got the new drive shaft in the house. I don't think it'll be finished today, but I really need to get a video up, so whatever gets done today, even if it's just refitting the gearbox and sort of putting that cross member bit back on and everything, that'll get done. So yeah, basically the plan is this bolt, then one of the bolts around the back, and then probably the starter motor bolts, because there's a bolt that little torques. Yeah, it's getting moldy in here, don't judge. Not torques, the little hex needs to go through into the starter motor, and obviously the starter motor has to be in place for that. So yeah, don't worry, this will all be getting like an extraction and everything, so it's not going to stay moldy. It's not too bad in the back here. There's a dodgy spot there, but I sprayed it with enzyme stuff, so it shouldn't get much worse. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on with this and I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, so it's actually going to plan. The bottom of the gearbox, as you can see, is lined up and looking good. The next things I'm going to tackle are the starter motor, which you can just see up and in there. There's basically 2 bolts on that are really awkward but need obviously getting to. So that'll be the plan. I was going to try and get the gearbox mount on, but I don't think there's much point, seeing as though I need to do all the linkage bits at the back and everything before it all goes back together. So that will be what I attempt next. Okay, so the way to do, let me just get the torch on it, that little, you can't really see it, the little hex down there. Wait, let me try and see that hex just here. Not that there, you can see it now. basically bolt the 2 bolts from the starter motor in at the back. That'll secure the motor in place, and then bolt that in, and it's super simple. So now I've got to, well, I'm not sure, because, well, I know there's a bolt here which has got to be bolted in and tightened up, and there's this stud which is pretty useless because, well, mine didn't come with a nut for the end of it. And then obviously there's the big mount here which I am excited to get back in, because it's gonna mean I can put the jack away, which is always helpful. I'm gonna leave this unattached, and the car probably won't be down today because I've got to get the new ball joints on, which I forgot about. So the main task for this video is going to be getting the gearbox all bolted back in, all ready to go for the next video, which will be the start. I promise it will be the startup of the car. It's just obviously doing all this is kind of, you know, taking priority over everything else. So I think now I'm going to pull the linkage from the back there through and try and bolt that on and do that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, that's everything kind of bolted up. I've not fully tightened this just so I could get down to the back there and tighten all that up, but that is all on, and if we go inside, hopefully it'll be, that feels a bit weird. Have I done something wrong? Probably. See, I'm not sure how you're meant to do these, so well, that's clearly not going into gear. Okay, so hopefully going to be one of the last times out with this car now. It's just going to be buttoning everything back up, and I've got, this is a non-leaking slave cylinder that I clipped out of the new gearbox, but because they'd snapped off the end I couldn't use it. So I'm going to unbolt the one I've got on the car right now and put this one on, like clip it in, because you can just clip it out and clip it in. So I'm going to do that, and then there's only a few bolts left. Wow, this is good. Yeah, and these are for something. I'm not sure what they're for, but they are for something, which I will figure out in a bit. They could be, 2 of them could be for this, because it's like the old one, I think that's what it might be. If I come under here, come on, gearbox is all in, mount's all good. Yeah, it's getting there. I may as well just leave this up, prop that in there. I think there's a couple more bolts to do up today. Hopefully the ball joints haven't come, so I can't lower the car, but I'm gonna try get the drive shafts in. No, I'm not actually. There's not really much point in doing that, because obviously I'll need to wiggle this about and stuff to get the ball joint in. So today is mainly going to be getting everything bolted up enough that I can start the car. Yes. I'm not sure if I'll film most of it, but just because I want to try get it done, but I'm sure there'll be intervening points. So yeah, today, get everything buttoned up where it's enough to start it. I still haven't fixed the gear stick issue. I'm hoping it's just something to do with the clutch being new or something. I mean, this video will be uploaded separately to the next one, so if anyone in the comments knows, let me know, just because, you know, I don't really want to only be driving it in 3rd and 4th, which would not be good. So yeah, gonna have to tighten that down. A couple more bolts on the gearbox to do. I think there's yeah, see that shiny bit there? There's a bolt to go in there. And yeah, right, I'm just gonna crack on and I'll update you through the process. Okay, so that's the new slave cylinder on. Old one is off. It exploded liquid everywhere, so I'm hoping it was actually it was. I could hear the air coming out when I pressed it. But yeah, that's a new one on the bit, at least ready to be put back on the car. So it's just these two bolts. Half of the bolts are off the new gearbox where I've took things off to put them on. So yeah, that's ready to go. Actually, see, I took this off the old gearbox, the linkage bit, because, well, obviously I don't need it because I've got one already. I'm wondering, it won't be different. No, it'll probably be the same. It doesn't matter. But yeah, these now just need to be bolted on. I need to route the cable so it's all good, and then put these on, and we'll be good to go. They're just number 5, whatever that means. So yeah, I've got also all liquid all over my hands, and I've also put that bolt in. Next step, we'll be doing the cross membrane bit, just because obviously it needs to go back in. So yeah, these cross member bit, and then might be battery tray time. Might be battery tray time, I think. Well, I'll obviously need to bleed the clutch, but I'm not sure how to do that, so I'll look on Google. I've got the fluid for it and everything though. Yeah, we're getting there. I know there's a bleed stem on here. I'm gonna guess it's just the same as doing brakes, but I'll watch a video. So yeah, put these in, battery, and then yeah, good to go. Right, we've had an issue, and I'll show you this issue now. This is from the one that's in the car, and it's obviously not meant to be like this. It snapped on this first bolt here because it all just went loose, and I was like, oh well, then this happened. So I need to somehow get the linkages off. I think it's possible. I think they somehow slot out of here, but I've just asked on the Peugeot group, so I've got no idea. And then I'll just need to pass it up through and then screw it back in. And I'm not going to do it tight because I don't want it cracking again, because I don't have another one. So I'm going to keep it loose. But in the efforts of getting it still started, I am still going to turn it on, probably stupidly, but I just want to make sure. No, maybe I shouldn't, but this video is still going to go out anyway, depending on whatever happens, because obviously it needs to. It's been a while, so I can't really put the battery in because I need access to that, and there's no point putting the battery housing in or anything. So I think the last thing to do is this cross member bit here. I think, as far as I remember, that is everything left to do. I mean, obviously that goes on the gearbox with the drive shaft and everything. Bolts over there for the thing, and then these bolts here are for the cross member bit. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll let you know when that's all done and good to go, because yeah, that should probably be, it's probably not been the best camera work for this video, but yeah, so that's it. That's the old clutch and pressure plate. I just hope this works. Oh, and I don't know if I told you, but the new slave cylinder is on. Not bled, but it is on. So yeah, gonna get this in, bolt it up, and then set fire to the car. So this is an example of a tool that I never thought I'd ever need, but having it very much helped. So to get the bolt in, there's a bolt in there, see it? For this cross member bit, which is now in and secure. I needed a 16, the spanner didn't have like enough, like it wasn't offset enough, but then the ratchet was too thick to fit in. So I remembered I had these, which is like a little adapter that you put in the end of the spanner, and then you can put a socket on, and it actually like just worked amazingly. And like I got the toolkit like a couple months ago now, well, a few months, and I was like, why would I ever have a need for that? And then boom, it just comes in clutch when I needed it, which is ace. So we've got that, and I think, besides obviously doing the linkages, which might have to be next video because no one in the Peugeot group's got back yet, and if anyone in the comments knows how to undo those little like linkage bits, oh, this is terrible camera work, but basically those like slot in here, and I just can't seem to get them off, and obviously I don't want to break them. I don't know what these, oh, they're for the clutch slave cylinder thing. So yeah, if anyone knows how to get them off, please let me know. Sorry, this video has been a bit of a mess. I've been recording it over like 2 weeks, and then stuff hasn't arrived, the ball joints haven't arrived, that's cracked. So it's going well, but you know, I am half tempted to do a startup, but there's no point because it'll probably just break. So I'm just gonna wait until it's all buttoned up and good to go. Well, I'm not gonna put the wheels on. I'm gonna start it up with the wheels off. But yeah, that's gonna be it, I think. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to do all the usual YouTubey stuff. I'm sorry that it's been a bit late and that there's not really been much going, well, I say not much going on, the gearbox is in. That's a pretty big thing to happen. Also, I used the wrong bolt for this, so I've put the right bolt back in. So yeah, if you've enjoyed, we'll wait for this truck to go past, tractor. Give it a like, all that good stuff. Share it with folk. These are the new bolts for the linkage bit. Whenever I figure that out, I'm gonna get tidied up, slap a brew on, edit this video, and we'll be good to go. Cheers.